What's going on, guys? It's Justin from Push and Profit. Hope you're having a beautiful day today. Now in this video, we're going to be breaking down a few stocks that I see potential to pop and have a nice uptrend. And so let's go ahead and get started. Now before we break into the stocks that I'm going to be talking about in this video, I want to break down some stocks that I mentioned in my last video, right? So my last video, I was talking about ticker symbol SPOT, Spotify, and I was mentioning how it was bouncing off this support area. It was hovering above the exponential moving average, and I drew a line of resistance around $296, and it looks like Spotify basically just kissed that resistance and started coming down. So hopefully if you did watch that video, hopefully you did lock in your profits. I always preach on this channel that you never go wrong when you lock in your profits, right? You don't want to become a bag holder, right? So we see that Spotify, obviously dipped down a little, touched that area of resistance and sold off. So again, hopefully those of you guys who watched that video sold during that resistance. Nextly, I also want to talk about another ticker that I mentioned, which was, and if I could just type it up, DocuSign. Now DocuSign was another play where I drew out the support. Again, it was pretty much a similar pattern to Spotify, where it was bouncing off the support, hovering above the exponential moving average, and I drew this area of resistance around $222. Now it is breaking above the resistance. I locked in my profits because, again, sometimes that happens where I lock in my profits and the stock may go a little higher, but that doesn't matter because at the end of the day, profit is profit. Next, I also want to talk about ticker symbol CRWD, which was another ticker that I did mention in my last video. Now, again, similar situation. It was bouncing off the linear regression channel, right? And it was hovering above the exponential moving average. I labeled this area of 198 as a possible resistance where I would lock in my profits. But guess what? It actually did go up another 10%. So I was wrong. Again, I was right in the direction, but I was wrong in when it was the best area to sell. But again, I sold and locked in my profits. So hopefully if you guys watch my videos, and you guys do take my trades, I hope you guys do lock in your profits. Now, I do want to put a disclaimer that whatever I mention, I definitely don't want you guys to just buy a ticker or a stock simply just because I mention it, because I could be wrong, right? Exactly. I'm not always right. So always, do your due diligence and only trade where you see value. I saw value in those 3 plays, which is why I took those 3 trades and I locked in my profits. Granted, some of them I could have made more, but at the end of the day, it's always shoulda, woulda, coulda. It does not matter. Profit is profit. So for this video, we're going to be breaking down 3 more stocks. And so the first stock is going to be ticker symbol MARA. And if I could just type that out. Now, this is Mara. Now, the reason why I am, thinking about entering in a position in Mara is simply just because we had a major sell-off today of around almost 16% just for today, right? Now, what is Mara? Mara is a crypto mining holding company. So this is something that revolves around the crypto space. Now, today we had the IPO of Coinbase, and you might be a little confused on why Coinbase IPO'd, which is good for a long-term or just the longevity of crypto. Is going to have more, institutions kind of accept it, or just more investors in general accepting crypto in the long term. So it's definitely a good sign for crypto. But why did crypto mining stocks take a dive today, right? Now, that's something that I don't have the complete answer on. I think it's just going to be a short-term dive, simply just because it's good for the long term, bad for the short term, right? Now, again, I wish I could break that down, but again, what I want to do is just focus on the opportunity that lies in front of us on the charts. And so we see this big dip, right? Now, we do see this candle breaking above. Now, if we could just hover above this area, right, and just go above, I'm going to put an alert right here, going above $46, then I'm going to enter my position, and I'm probably going to lock in profits around $54.88. So that provides us with a nice almost 18%, almost 19% gain. So this one is a tricky play because I don't want anyone to just, obviously just buy in just because it did, because a lot of times on this channel, I don't talk about, buying just because something sold off, because the dip can always get dippier. I always mention that you want to make sure you wait for that bounce, that confirmation and an uptrend is coming back. And then once you have that confirmation, go ahead, enter, and set where you are gonna take your loss if it does go down, and set where you're gonna take your profits, right? I just always say that when it comes to trading, it takes a lot of discipline. So that's really my play for Mara. Now the next ticker that I want to talk about is gonna be ticker symbol NIO. Now you guys are very familiar with NIO, by the way, because I talk about it a lot. Now NIO is forming this almost kind of a ascending triangle pattern where we see that NIO had this major sell-off, and if you guys heard any noise, there was a cat that's just jumping around. But back to the video. So we have NIO, which during the whole tech sector had a major sell-off. I mean, NIO from almost the peak, if I could just get the right tool or the right drawing tool out, we're going to go ahead and see how much NIO has dropped. NIO has pretty much dropped almost 50%, 50% literally in the last 3 months, right? So that just provides a lot of opportunity. I'm still very bullish on the EV market, and I think right now we just had a major sell-off in the tech sector. So it's just obviously a bad short-term play going on for NIO, but I think we will recover from here. So right here I have this little ascending triangle pattern, right? It's kind of overlapping the linear regression channel. So we see that it did kind of almost touch the linear regression channel over here, bounced up, almost touched the linear regression channel here, bounced up, and so we're kind of creating this little wedge where it's kind of getting shorter and shorter, or more cramped up. And so typically how these patterns go with an ascending triangle is that you're gonna have these ups, these downs, these ups and downs, until eventually it squeezes and pops. So what I'm waiting for is to see NIO break out of this little pattern, out of this $38.75, and squeeze up, and then from there I'm probably gonna take a long swing trading position, and I'm probably gonna try to sell NIO at around this area of $53.44. So let me go ahead and map that out so you guys could visually see $54.33. Let me go ahead and also just show you guys the uptrend that this could happen, this could present. If NIO does break out of this pattern, this could be nearly a 40% play. So this is going to be a longer swing trade that I'm going to be taking. Again, you guys don't have to copy whatever I do, but this is really just what I'm going to be focusing on. This is going to be, my big play. Again, it's going to be longer. Now, you guys do see that I do have a small position in NIO, and I'm down $6, or actually down $12 overall. Now this was just a small, I was holding NIO overnight in my small trading account challenge. By the way, if you guys haven't checked out that challenge, definitely check out that playlist where I started with $100. I'm turning it to $1,000. At the moment of this video, I'm almost at around 500, but I was just swing trading NIO small positions on that account, which is the account that I'm charting on right now. But yeah, so NIO, I definitely see a 40% bounce around this area. Again, just waiting for that pop. I'm gonna see if we do break out of this pattern, and that's pretty much what I'm gonna do. And then lastly, I also want to talk about ticker symbol TDOD, or sorry, I said that wrong. If you guys could see it, it's actually TDOC, and it's very similar to another pattern just like NIO, where it's in the ascending triangle. We see that we had this major sell-off. This is actually kind of like a Kathy Woods arc play, in a sense that this is something that hedge fund manager Kathy Woods has added into her portfolio as it's been selling off, because this is something that just deals with making health insurance more affordable, and also just bringing a lot more technology into it. Again, I don't really want to focus on the whole fundamentals of the company. I'm really just focusing on the technical analysis for these plays. But again, it's very similar where we see this pattern where we're kind of hovering in between, and as it gets more narrow, as it gets more closer to the end, we could see a pop. Now, what am I trying to do for this play? I'm really gonna be doing a longer swing trade, kind of like what I'm doing for NIO, and I'm trying to see if it does pop, to see if it hits that 230 area once more. So that is a potential uptrend, and if I draw that correctly, 22%. So not as big as NIO, but definitely a good opportunity to watch out for. Now, if you guys like any of these plays, definitely hit that like button. It shows me that you guys really appreciate these videos, because currently it's actually 12 a.m. I should be asleep when I'm doing these videos, but I always try to provide a lot of value, so make sure to hit that like button. Leave any comments if you have any questions down below in the comment section below, and also consider checking out those links in the description below, because the first link is going to be a link to my Facebook group. It's a free Facebook group that I'm created. It's basically a community of individuals interested in trading in the stock market. So if you're interested in that, definitely check that that group out. And also check out the other link in the description below. It's going to be a link for Webull. So if you're, broker curious and you're wondering what platform you should use to trade these stocks, I always recommend new people to try out Webull. They have definitely a lot of scanners, a lot of tools, just as TD Ameritrade, which I'm using right now to chart, to help you become a better trader. So definitely give them out, give them a chance. Also, they're going to be giving you a free stock if you do sign up with that link below. When I first signed up with Webull, I got a free share of Google, which at the time was like $1,200. So there you go. You never know what's free stock you could get. If you do get a free stock, let me know, right? I like hearing what you guys get. But with that being said, guys, it's Justin from Push and Profit. Hope you guys enjoyed this little quick video, and I'll see you on the next video.